Hi. So we've got Easter coming up, right? Really soon. And so for those children who are nonverbal, whether they cannot hear or if they have autism or Down syndrome or just for some reason are just not communicating. They call it speech delay, but sometimes they just ponder and think. I didn't talk for a long time, especially if you have siblings. One of my granddaughters didn't talk for several years. It's not that it's not you can't, you just choose not to. That doesn't mean that people aren't listening and looking. But many children get so frustrated because they can't get their message out, what they want, what they need. Um, so that's why children first learn no, right? Um, so let's do some Easter signs and then we'll do yes, no, and mom and dad, things like that. Or I'll do that in a separate video. Sorry. So Easter is not really particularly exciting, but we have our hands. You don't want them this way, and you don't want them this way, and you don't want them this way. You want them on top of your thumb. Easter. And I think it's Easter. Well, number one, E for Easter, right? But also the sign for Sunday is Sunday, right? Easter. And the sign for egg, it used to be this way a long time ago. And now it's just this way. You're breaking the egg. So you're going to go look for eggs. Let's go get the eggs. Let's go find the eggs, right? And then bunny, you can do that two different ways. You can do bunny, bunny or rabbit, right? Or bunny. That's kind of fun, isn't it? Bunny, bunny. And many people will go to church on Sunday. So church, this is your rock, and then a C hand, and it just kind of church. We're going to go to church. Get your clothes on. Let's go to church. Come on. Um, and so they want to get dressed, and I don't know, I'm from the South, and so they have new clothes and a hat and a new purse or whatever, for Easter. And then, of course, then there's the religious aspect. So the sign for Jesus, both of your hands, this is a five hand, and you're going to have your middle finger out a little bit because it's more sensitive. And it's going to touch the palms of your hands. So this way and this way. That's the sign for Jesus because of the nail prints in his hands. Jesus. Okay? Jesus. You can also sign Christ that goes along with it. So we have our C hand. And you know how royalty wears a banner? So you would have Christ. Christ. Because he's a royal. So you could do Jesus, Christ. And when you talk about the tomb, you could do a lot of different things. You could say he died. And then resurrection would be here's the person standing up on the ground. Here's my ground. And here's the person standing up. And then they're resurrected. They're risen, right? They're risen. And then if you have the tomb, I don't know that I have like a little cave that I do a hand shape and then a rock that's rolled over it. And then when he's resurrected, he unrolls the rock, right? And you see Jesus and all his glory, right? So those are a few signs for Easter. Also, that's when family gets together and they eat. They may have a picnic. So we already did the sign for eat. And we don't go through all the different kinds of food, but let's do family. Let's do mom and dad. And then the grandmother would be grandmother. It'd be mom, kind of a little bounce. Grandmother, grandfather. Right? And then you have aunt, an A hand, aunt, and an uncle, a U hand for uncle. And if you'll notice, all the male signs are up here and all the female signs are down here. So when you talk about cousins, if it's a female cousin, it's a cousin. And if it's a male cousin, it's a cousin, right? Nieces and nephews, the same thing. An N hand shape, a nephew, and a niece. So sometimes deaf children especially don't know that person's name. And a nonverbal child just may not verbalize their name. They would go up to them and just, kind of touch them and say, hey, like, hey. But they may not talk, but don't give up. But you want to give them something that they can, a way to communicate. So enjoy this Easter season. And I will see you later.